It's a breathtaking view, and there are communities in these mountains of eastern Uganda, places where the medical needs are the same as they are for anywhere else, but they require a kind of house call that not everyone is able to make. For nurse Agnes Nembozo, this is the easy part of the climb. This is the part that would make some people dizzy just looking up at it. But Nembozo says she doesn't mind making her way up precarious vertical wooden ladders because she feels the people high above and knows their needs. Immunizations, checkups for pregnant women, medicines to sick patients, general care. This nurse brings all of it to those who otherwise can't or won't make their way down to the village where she lives. Bad weather, bad roads, and shortages in government subsidies make the job harder. But Nembozo continues on, serving the isolated and pursuing a nursing degree while making trips that show just how much someone can care. Hi, I'm Carl Azuz with The World from A to Z, and it's great to be starting off a new week with you. Special shout out to Mr. Bowles and the high school students who hosted me at Strong Rock on Friday. You guys are amazing. Over the weekend, there was renewed hope for peace in the Middle East. The next few days could determine whether it's only hope or genuine progress. Last week, U.S. President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met at the White House. The two leaders agreed on a peace plan between Israel and Hamas, the militant group that controls the Palestinian territory of Gaza. And President Trump said Hamas had until Sunday to agree to the plan or to face what he described as severe consequences. Tomorrow will mark exactly 2 years since the latest war in the Middle East flared up. It began when Hamas launched a terrorist attack against Israel, killing 1,200 people, mostly civilians, and taking about 250 others as hostages. Israel then launched an assault on Hamas in Gaza. The militant group says more than 66,000 people have been killed there over the past 2 years. It doesn't say how many were fighters and how many were Palestinian civilians. The new peace plan demands an immediate end to the war. It calls for Hamas to release its remaining hostages, the 20 believed to still be alive, and the bodies of 28 others. It also calls for Israel to release hundreds of Palestinian prisoners and people detained from Gaza. The plan says Hamas will have no future role in leading Gaza, but that members who lay down their arms will be granted amnesty. They won't be jailed for anything. And it says Gaza will be redeveloped as a, quote, terror-free zone that benefits its people. Hamas agreed to parts of this plan on Friday. It said it would release its hostages, enter negotiations on ending the war, and to allow Palestinians with Islamic and Arab support to lead Gaza. But there are still questions about whether Hamas would totally disarm or totally withdraw from Gaza's leadership. And Israeli airstrikes in Gaza continued through the weekend, despite President Trump calling for those to stop. Negotiators representing Hamas and Israel are set to meet in Egypt starting today. What happens there this week could determine whether the war is about to end.
On this date in world history.
In 1961, U.S. President John F. Kennedy outlined a plan that urged Americans to build their own fallout shelters for safety in the event of a nuclear attack. Tensions were high between the U.S. and the Soviet Union, and fears of a nuclear strike were growing. It was unclear if such shelters would help, but the president had already tasked the government with building public bomb shelters, and some Americans built them at home as well. And in 1981, Egyptian President Anwar Sadat was assassinated. He had shared the 1978 Nobel Peace Prize with Israel's prime minister for initiating peace discussions between the two countries. In Egypt, some grew angry with Sadat over that peace deal. Also, bad economic conditions and for suppressing those who disagreed with him. He was shot during a military parade by members of the Egyptian Islamic Jihad militant group, which would later merge with Al-Qaeda terrorists.
World of knowledge. What was the name of the earliest artificial intelligence chatbot? Eliza, Alice, Perry, Dr. Spatzo. It was in the mid-1960s that an MIT scientist created a basic conversational program named Eliza, making it the earliest on this list.
Next next report involves a media figure named Tilly Norwood. It's hard to say whether she's an up-and-coming actress because Norwood's not real. She's an artificial intelligence character who's causing controversy in an industry that once relied exclusively on humans for acting work.
Let's get to know each other, and thanks for watching.
Meet Tilly Norwood. She looks like a woman, except she's an artificial intelligence-generated actress. Seth Schachner from Strat America's, a Los Angeles-based consultancy in media and tech, says he's seeing advancement.
She looks incredibly real, and these technologies are getting better and better.
Tilly is drawing criticism from many in Hollywood. Aline van der Velden, the founder of AI production studio Particle 6, responded to the backlash, saying in part her creation Tilly is not a replacement for a human being, but a creative work, a piece of art.
AI has been, an increasing, if quiet, part of the ecosystem out here in LA that, serves pretty productive needs. It helps with costs, it helps the user experience.
But the Screen Actors Guild president says Tilly is a mashup of their actors' talent.
It is a synthetic creation garnered from ill-gotten data, the data that comes from our performers.
The use of AI in Hollywood played a key role in the 2023 writers and actors strikes, which ended with agreements to regulate its use by studios and streaming services.
If it's used by any of our signatory producers or companies, they have to notify us, and they have to bargain with us, and they have to compensate with us.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
What day is it?
October 6th is National Coaches Day, a time to recognize and honor the leaders who teach, advise, and help us develop skills on and off the field.
While coaching's often associated with fields, courts, and tracks, this event applies to anyone who helps train us up, a middle school chess coach being another example.
Custodian by day, chess coach by night. During the week, David Bishop is an elementary school custodian, but when the bell rings, the 61-year-old breaks out chess boards to coach 2 chess teams.
I coach both teams, the Weatherby Elementary and the Reedsburg Middle School teams.
They both won the main state team chess tournaments. The middle school team went on to place 8th out of 52 teams at the national tournament. It started in 2013. Bishop had retired from the telecommunications industry at the age of 50, and he took a low-stress custodian job. He had grown up playing chess, so when he learned about the chess club at his school, he was eager to volunteer and then coach. The students are now schooling their own teacher.
From both schools, I have 5 kids now that beat me on a regular basis.
Stronger on the board and stronger in life. Chess has given many of the students a confidence boost.
For me, it's kind of fun, and also I just kind of like seeing that there's something I'm really good at doing, and I think chess is just one of those things.
Even Bishop avoided his high school chess club when growing up, fearing he'd be stereotyped as a nerd. But with age came a new perspective, and it looks like he's passing that on to these kids.
I never thought that, starting last year that I'd already be, this far into chess, but, the more you like something, the more you're going to want to play it.
Whether you call it the Pelican State or the Bayou State, you're talking about the state of Louisiana, and that's where Mrs. Tracy Witz's class is with us from Alexandria Country Day School. Great to see y'all in Alexandria. The Ocean State is next. From West Warwick, Rhode Island, a warm welcome to Miss Cleaves and her students at John F. Deering Middle School. And how about the Bulldogs of Williams Bay High School? It's in Williams Bay, Wisconsin, where Miss Majurcik's class is watching. We'll wrap today with the type of race that only looks fast when it's sped up. And even then, well, it's clear how the hare had an advantage. But this race is all about the tortoises and the kids luring them with lettuce as a Venezuelan town named San Francisco de Asís celebrated the Catholic feast day of Saint Francis of Assisi. He's the patron saint of animals, and dozens of decorated and painted tortoises competed in an event won by a 20-year-old reptile named Roberto. whose victory was cause for celebration. We don't know if he was a teenage mutant ninja, if he won by a hair, if he got kicked by Mario, or if he vanished ahead of the competition like a Galapagos who selfishly coveted the win as something totally awesome. We're just glad he wasn't souped up, if you know what I'm saying. I'm Carl Azuz for The World from A to Z. You mean the world to me. Come on back tomorrow.